My name is Lily, and this is Conversations with Caaly, the very first of its kind. I've always been fascinated about the well-being of the human mind, the well-being of generally human beings, and more recently, the well-being of women and children. And I just thought, you know what? We could have conversations with you, my audience, because we have quite a number of clients who have been asking. So, where did you start with Caaly? Why did you shift? Even family are asking, why did you shift from being a psychologist, from employment to go into business? And even more so into natural wellness or holistic wellness. So here goes. I'll give you a bit of a background on my story. So I am the last born in a family of four with mom and dad, of course. And since I can remember, I've always loved hair. I've always loved skincare. And when I was a kid, my dad used to tell me, Lily, please stop using chemicals on your nails, on your skin. Use natural products that are as natural as possible. So I remember we used to mix avocado with eggs, and we would sleep overnight with the mixture on our hair. And trust me, by morning, that thing would stink. It was stinking on the head. But guess what? The hair was nice, looking silky. It was easy to comb because when I was a kid, I don't remember going to a salon. We never used to go to the salon. We never used to blow dry our hair. So we used to straighten our hair sometimes with soap. You know, the way you can apply soap on your hair and then you stretch it out. So since I was a kid, hair and skincare, natural hair and skincare has always been a part of my life. However, I didn't develop the interest to do it professionally until much later in life. My first job was a child life assistant at a referral hospital somewhere in Kenya. And we used to get abandoned babies. And we started taking care of these babies. And then we also would do something called bedside play with children who are admitted at the hospital. And from here, I saw parents lose their kids at a young age, and I got interested in mental wellness. Because you'd see parents breaking, you'd see the kids themselves knowing you're dealing with leukemia, you're dealing with terminal illness. And I never liked rotating in the surgical wards or in the oncology sector, especially the pediatric oncology sector. I really hated doing those plays because today you wake up, you've seen a child happy and smiling, and then there was a trend. Whenever a child would ask for a toy and they're like, you know what, let me just sleep with it. Likely the next day you'll not find them. And this thing really used to eat at us, and it would affect so many of us who are taking care of these kids as child life assistants. So what my boss at the time did for us, she used to do something called debriefing. So we would go and then we'd do like a meeting, and you'd say how you are, how you're feeling, and how maybe the death or the loss of that child has affected you. And it helped. It helped us to cope with the day-to-day losses that we were experiencing. Fast forward, this is in late 2000s. I went and there was a craze about voluntary HIV testing and counseling, and I got interested. Counseling as a profession wasn't so widespread. I think it was only offered in Nairobi at the time, and one of the local universities had started to provide it as a degree course, but it wasn't widespread. So I based on the previous work I had done, I got interested to do psychology or counseling for that matter. Then we did this work for a while, and then I realized there is more to the human life than just mental wellness. So I did that, went for my degree, finished the degree, started a charity organization, ran it for about 8 years, and again, change is permanent. That's the only thing that has been permanent in my life, constantly changing, constantly evolving, constantly finding myself. And I'm happy that the season I'm in a season of being a solution in the space of natural hair and skincare. And that's the season where I'm in right now. I have been so many things before. I have been in mentorship courses. I've been a trainer. I have also participated as a facilitator for mental health awareness campaigns. We have done feature stories, providing community interventions, and that was good. That was good, and it was fulfilling at the time for who I was then. Then, fast forward, while I was still employed, wait, let me take you back a bit. So, back in 2019, at this point, I didn't have a job. I didn't have a job. I was just doing my community engagements, community activities, and life was hard, man. Life was tough. So my brother decided he was working somewhere outside the country, so he invited me to go and try and get employed. And here I was thinking, you know what, with my psychology degree, oh, I'll just be employed just like that. Well, this issue of lack of employment is not only affecting us here in Kenya. It's common everywhere. Let me tell you, even people outside of Kenya are hustling for jobs. So I went for my job interview. Unfortunately, my degree was not recognizable there. And remember, I'm coming from, I don't have money, so I'm going to look for work to get some money. And the braids I had gone with, by the second month, my hairline had receded so badly. My braids were looking so bad. So what did I do? They were longer braids, so I cut them into a bob. Then I bought some rubber bands and tied them. So they were looking like a nice bob. They were looking a bit fresh. But let me tell you, the roots were not looking fresh. So there was this lady that I met while I was there. She taught me this place has a lot of wild aloe vera, a lot of wild neem trees growing. Let me sip. Yeah. So she taught me how to make carrier oils, which helped she told me, first of all, get rid of the braids. They're only making your hair worse. Then I'm like, I can't afford to go to the salon. If I get rid of this, how do I go for interviews? Then she's like, you know what? The minute you walk in with your hair looking like that, you've lost the interview even before you start, because image is everything. And let me tell you, at this time, because of the stress and the fact that I'm now looking for jobs from one interview to the next, and I'm not getting through, I started getting stress and I started getting acne in my face. I have acne-prone skin since I was a kid, since I was a teenager. I remember I've always had acne from time to time. And it's okay. I've learned to live with it. I manage it. I know, especially adult acne, it comes and goes, so no biggie. This lady showed me how to make a carrier oil that had neem, had coconut, and it had aloe vera. So these are, of course, broad spectrum antimicrobiome, and I don't know what else she added. I know she added a spice to it when she was making the carrier oil, and she gave it to me to use. The business person in me, in a foreign country, I started packaging those things into small containers and selling it to other African women who are there with us. So whenever I would go with my brother to church, I started selling that oil to some of the women in church. They were like, oh, your hair is improving, your hairline is improving, so what's happening? And I made some bags. And I bought my first stick blender, a Kenwood stick blender, I can't forget. And I'm like, you know what? When I go back to Kenya, I'm going to start this business. I was so enthusiastic. I thought it was that easy. Then fast forward, my visa is almost expiring. I have to come back. I came back with one of the oils that we had made with this lady. And I used it on my mom's hair. My mom had started to lose her hair around the crown area. So mom is like, hey, what happened? Your hair is looking thicker. It's looking healthier. What did you do? I told her, oh, this lady showed me how to make this carrier oil, and been applying it, and it's what is working for me. So she tried, and her hair also revived. Then a neighbor saw. When this neighbor saw my mom's hair, she was like, even me, I want. So again, I told her, you know what? I don't think I have everything I need. I didn't know that we also have neem trees in Kenya, because I could not relate that neem is mwarubaini. I knew we have mwarubaini, but I didn't know neem was mwarubaini. So while I'm talking I think I spoke with my dad or someone in the family. I can't remember whether it was my mom or my dad. Then I mentioned that I need neem, but I can't find it locally. Then I think it was dad. Then he's like, what do you mean? Neem is mwarubaini. So anyway, fast forward, I start making this carrier oil, and all I needed was 500 bob to buy coconut oil, to buy the 2 tablets of vitamin E, the ones where you swallow, but I was now using that. You squeeze for the antioxidant to preserve the oil. Oh my goodness, talk about humble beginnings. Then, remember, like I said, I've always loved natural hair and skincare. Now I've reached a point where I'm doing this not as a serious business or a serious anything. It's just a way of being fascinated that, you know what, I can make something that can solve somebody's problem. And from that neighbor, her daughters bought. My daughter at the time was about two years or so. So I started doing twists. I made butter, a custard culling butter. I mixed shea butter, cocoa butter, and mixed it with flax seeds. I boiled the flax seeds, got the gel out of it, then also extracted aloe vera gel. You know those YouTube videos you watch and then you know, now I can make this. And it was a great DIY to manage my daughter's hair at the time. And her hair grew. It was amazing. To date, her hair is way healthier than mine. I've had to start over multiple times. So fast forward, again, while I'm still doing my community service, I'm still doing my mental health. Remember, mental health was a big space for me. I had made a name in that space. I had published some, I've been a co-author in some papers. I had done my own projects that had been published. I had presented internationally. So I knew mental health is my main thing, and then this hair and skincare was just like a side thing I was doing on the side that was fascinating. Fast forward, I meet my former boss. God bless her soul. May her soul rest in peace. And we meet at an event where I have invited her as a guest speaker. She was a psychiatrist. And we talk. Then she's like, would you like to be employed? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. I don't mind the extra buck. I just didn't realize that getting into employment, I thought it would help me grow my business, but getting into employment and serving the mental wellness or mental health space was taking away from this other side that I was also fascinated and passionate about. But still, mental health ranked first among my priorities of the two. Mental health always came first. It was a big chunk and a big part of my life. So I worked with her for about 3 years. While I'm working with her, one time, by this time, the Caaly brand, I've already registered it as a business, as a sole proprietor business. I'm already producing products and selling. I've already started like all the legal processes of becoming compliant and stuff like that. I've started those processes. I'm looking at, how do I grow this sole proprietor now to a company? Then, of course, one will struggle. And guess what I chose? I chose my job and I left Caaly. So while I'm still in that space of not sure whether I want to be in business or whether I want to be in employment, the former landlady of where I was calls me on a Thursday and tells me, clear out your space tomorrow. We want to demolish those houses, because I'd turned a bedsitter into my production space. We want to clear out that space, so you got to move. And I tell her, you know what, mom? I used to call her mom. You know what, mom? I'm not able to move. Where do I go? Where do I start? Where do I move my things to? I need to get another business space. And she didn't care. She served me notice. I didn't want to vutana with her, so I went to pick my stuff. It was a single room. When you go to our social media pages, you could see where we came from. It was a single room, and that was the production space. It was the packaging space. It was everything. We used to do everything from a single room. So here I've moved, taken the stock that was there, put it in the shelves in my house, put some in boxes, and I didn't know what next. So I stopped focusing on Caaly and started putting all my energy into employment. We did some great stuff while I was employed in the space of mental health. I'm so proud of myself for that. I got to present at a conference in DC. I got to present at many other international conferences, and I'm happy about that. Then I joined a coaching program called Flip the Switch program. So this thing starts challenging me, and I start feeling like, you know what, am I really in the right space? Am I really doing what God intended for me to do? Am I in my space of purpose? Am I in my mission space? So this program reintroduced me to the new person I was becoming. Because every 10 years, you're not the same person. Trust me, you're not the same person you were 10 years ago. Your values might have changed. Of course, your core values, the building blocks are still there. But as you learn more, as you discover more about yourself, as you grow older, you will keep changing and you will keep evolving into a better you. So as I'm evolving through the Flip the Switch coaching program, one time we were having a session and I was introduced to the concept of the regret minimization framework. It was highly popularized by Jeff Bezos, where he quit his job to go and start Amazon. Nobody understood how do you buy stuff from a virtual platform. Anyway, he did his thing. And at this time, my transition now from employment to business wasn't like a snap. I started noticing by this time, I have moved to a new premise. I've employed someone. This person is running the business full time, but it's not functioning. It's so dysfunctional. It's about to die. I had a decision to make. Would I continue with the salary, the carrot, the dangling carrot at the end of the month, the assurance that you have your salary, or do I want to just dive into the deep end and figure it out as I move? And guess what? Last year, this is in 2024 in June, I handed in my resignation letter and I was done. I came to start Caaly. And why I say I came to start Caaly, because now Caaly became a business. Caaly became my main thing. It was either do Caaly or do Caaly. There was no option. There are no competitors. And I'm grateful to you, our clients, to you, our followers, that you have kept me going. We have so far created a space in Eldoret here, and also served clients outside of Eldoret, Nairobi, in Mombasa, and Kisumu. And we are introducing holistic beauty to guys in Kenya. I know we have other brands that are doing natural hair and skincare, but my mission in this space is to create a platform and an opportunity for a holistic wellness in beauty, where you start, if you have acne, you're going to treat your acne holistically, emotionally, nutritionally, by activities you do, so you and also by the products you apply. And I'm happy to say that our very first product that we made, the hair growth oil, is still our bestseller to date. And our very first skincare product that helps with eczema, the body butter, has been one of our signature products. So our signature product for skin is the body butter, and now the hair growth oil. These are my babies. I have 2 kids, and these are my 3rd and 4th born. We started as Maasai Naturals, because you know what? Your girl here is half Maasai. So I'm like, you know what? Herbs, natural things, why not call it Maasai? Until one time, I'm walking in the streets of Eldoret and I see a trailer called Maasai Pesticides. Oh my goodness. Then I go and now Google the name Maasai and see how many products are associated with Maasai. And I realized, no, that's not the brand for me. And also the story and the vision for Caaly is that it becomes a household name that people will remember, but does not remind them of a Masai Moran jumping somewhere in Masai Mara. So again, the journey of finding the name, it was so grueling, it was so difficult, but eventually what I did, I went to, of course, Google apps and this business generating apps. I started putting hair, skin, natural, aloe vera, to do what, for see hair. And then it started giving me prompts for business names. Eventually, it gave me a name, Caaly, something, something. I can't remember the whole phrase. But the name Caaly stuck to me because I'm dealing with African with hair, which is Caaly and Caaly. And as I was saying Caaly and Caaly, the name Caaly came to my mind. I, of course, knew I wanted to deal with natural stuff. So calling it something naturals made sense. Now, when I said Caaly, and then I go again to Google to search for Caaly Naturals, Caaly for Caaly hair, I find there are so many other brands that are using that phrase, Caaly. Then I was like, you know what? I love this name. I know it will relate to the people that we are curating the products for. And therefore, I will find a way to make it, to coin it, to suit me. And guess what? Caaly is actually the initials of my family. It's Caaly for Caaly hair, of course, but C is my son, A is my daughter, the other A is my significant other, and the LY are the last two digits of Lily. And that's how you have Caaly. So Caaly is about family, Caaly is about creating a community of support, Caaly is about creating something that lasts for generations. Yeah, so that's where we started, and I'm happy for the journey and the growth so far. I really want to grow in this journey with you, have future conversations with you, keep this conversation going. We're going to, this platform is a platform for education, for creating awareness in this space, a place where we answer questions, we talk about these things, we learn, and we grow together. I'm so happy that you have been part of this first conversation with Caaly, and I'm hoping you're going to join me in the future episodes that are coming. Kindly follow, share, subscribe, like, and comment. Kindly remember to comment, ask your questions. I know there's so much more I could say, but for today, I feel like that's a good start to this conversation. Let me also pause and hear from you. In the comment section, let me know what would you like us to talk about. Remember, our space is holistic beauty and wellness, where we talk about everything natural hair and skincare. Thank you for joining me. Looking forward to seeing you next time.